Hello and welcome to yet another edition of Gamezillong Countdown. Today I'll be giving you my personal top 10 seasons of Kamen Rider. Enjoy the ride.
Number 10.
Imagine an invasion of the Body Snatchers, but with superheroes and made for kids. That's basically what Kamen Rider Kabuto is. While that premise does lose some steam as the show progresses, the characters keep the show from becoming stale. Soji Tendo is one of my favorite riders just because of how charismatically confident and capable he is. And having Arata Kagami, who would otherwise be a minor character in his own story, to play off of, the pair end up having a fantastic chemistry that enhances both of their show's lead heroes.
Number 9.
Everyone desires something, but when your desire goes out of control, that's greed. And the greed in Kamen Rider O's exploit those out-of-control desires. To combat them, Eiji Hino, a man who happily lives day to day, is granted the power to help people from a particularly odd greed, Ankh. Together the two extremes of want, one who works for each day's pay, and the other who will just take whatever he desires, must work together to keep the greed from going out of control. And for the audience, it's certainly a fun ride.
Number 8.
High school can be rough. You've got tests, social cliques, monster attacks. It is the worst. But Kamen Rider Fourze and his group of friends prove that the powers of space and friendship can overcome even the toughest obstacles. Gentaro Kisaragi is determined to befriend everyone in the school, and he certainly has the drive to accomplish his goal.
Number 7.
The original Kamen Rider is a quintessential tokusatsu series. While there's a distinct tonal shift after the first 13 episodes of the show, which makes sense given what happened behind the scenes, it popularized the human-sized hero subgenre of tokusatsu, and there's a good reason why it's still a hallmark of the genre. It has some great characters and plenty of action, and for me, it was my first step into the genre that wasn't Godzilla, Power Rangers, or Super Sentai, and I haven't looked back since.
Number 6.
While the early days of Kamen Rider were generally darker than the modern era, Kamen Rider Amazon raised the bar on brutality. The hero, having been raised in the jungle, relied on his instincts and never hesitated to tear his opponents apart. Literally. So when someone decided to make a dark series in the modern era, they used Kamen Rider Amazon as a basis, and the results were fantastically gory, just like the original.
Number 5.
While the plot isn't the greatest, there's a very good reason why the characters of Kamen Rider Deno keep popping back up, even over a decade after the show's conclusion. The Taros are especially noteworthy as their conflicting personalities allow them to play off of each other in interesting ways, and the show's lead actor, Takeru Sato, does a fantastic job playing 7 different characters over the course of the show's run.
Number 4.
1987's Kamen Rider Black returns the series to its darker roots. Black is about a young man, Kotaro Minami, who, along with his childhood friend, Nobuhiko Akizuki, are kidnapped by Gorgum, a sinister cult intent on transforming them into suitable candidates to succeed their mysterious leader. Kotaro manages to escape, and with the power he now possesses, he battles against Gorgum's plot for world domination.
Number 3.
The windy city of Futo is in danger from the sale of flash memories that transform people into monsters. To combat this, private detectives Shotaro Hidari and his partner Philip work together, transforming into Kamen Rider Double. With fun characters that make the fictional city feel alive, creative monster designs, and some fun mix-and-match action scenes, Kamen Rider Double is a fantastic series. Plus, its summer movie is my favorite film in the franchise, and it's even gotten a manga spin-off that's being adapted into an anime. What's not to love?
Number 2.
Street dancers who change into fruit-themed warriors is such a weird concept, but with Gen Urobuchi at the helm, Kamen Rider Guy manages to be an incredibly complex series, full of so many twists and turns that I could swear I thought the show was gearing up for a conclusion so many times before finally ending for real, and I mean that in the best way possible. The series has a surprisingly dark plot that hides beneath a colorful surface, and no single plot twist felt forced or contrived, but rather made earlier parts of the series make complete sense. The only downside is that soccer episode. And the movie that soccer episode was advertising.
Honorable mentions.
Kamen Rider Hibiki was great, and certainly would have made the list, but unfortunately its final third is absolutely terrible, ruining its chances for this list. It's a shame too, because if it were just the first 2/3, I'd say it would have been in my top 5. But enough stalling, let's get to...
Number 1.
The first full season of the Heisei period, and the return of the franchise after a decade-long dormancy. Kamen Rider Kuga proved that Kamen Rider could still work. Many fantastically written and performed characters, lots of drama and action, as well as plenty of mystery. This series hits a lot of high notes, and it expertly utilizes the now ubiquitous form change that the franchise currently relies on. A humble hero with an infinite capacity for kindness, Yusuke Godai battles against the sinister Grongi to stop their sadistic murder games to protect the smiles of others. Not much more I can say that I haven't already. It is hands down my favorite season of Kamen Rider, and it looks like it will be for quite some time. And those are my top 10, 2/3, seasons of the Kamen Rider series. What are your top picks? I'd love to know, so please leave them in the comments below. And until next time, I'm Protomet. See ya.